Cody Rhodes stood before the wrestling world, a man whose journey had been shaped by both legacy and rebellion. As the son of the legendary American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, his path was never ordinary, and neither was his voice when he finally opened up about his deeply personal decision to leave AEW, the very promotion he helped create, and return to WWE, the juggernaut he once left in frustration. In a heartfelt conversation with Bill Simmons, Cody peeled back the curtain on his motivations. It wasn't about money. It wasn't about spotlight. It was about something far more visceral: respect. Or more precisely, the lack of it. To be disrespected in a place like WWE, a company where he was just one of many, was understandable, even forgivable. But to feel that sting in a company he built from scratch, alongside his brothers in arms, the Bucks and Kenny Omega, was intolerable. "I helped build this house," Cody declared, his voice steady but laced with disappointment. "And I'm not going to let that slide." His words struck like thunder across the wrestling landscape. For years, fans and insiders had speculated, gossiped, theorized. But now, Cody spoke plainly. He left AEW because he was hurt, overlooked, and made to feel like a stranger in his own home. He wasn't alone in the decision. Brandi Rhodes, his partner in every sense of the word, was with him. Together, they had stood on the front lines of AEW's revolution. Together, they would now walk away from it. It was a painful divorce, but it was also a necessary one. Cody felt destiny pulling him elsewhere. The American Nightmare wasn't done. He hadn't peaked. In fact, he felt he was sitting on the edge of something magical. He looked back on those early meetings with Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard not as negotiations but as opportunities for closure. "I just wanted to say thank you," Cody remembered. "Thank you for the training. Thank you for the education. I took everything you gave me and I ran with it." But those thank yous turned into something more. They turned into a handshake. Into a deal. Into a moment that would redefine his career, his shocking return at WrestleMania 38. Cody knew people would speculate, maybe even criticize. But he didn't care. He wasn't interested in revenge in the form of destruction or betrayal. He wasn't interested in the shadows. He wasn't interested in firing shots. The greatest revenge, he said with confidence, is success. And success, he found in abundance. From the moment his music hit on that grand WrestleMania stage, to the roar of the crowd that welcomed him back like a prodigal son, to the matches, the records, the main events, Cody Rhodes didn't just return. He ascended. He claimed the quarterback spot in the NFL of professional wrestling. He became what many never thought he'd be: a centerpiece in WWE, a face of the brand, a leader in the locker room. He headlined WrestleMania. He sold out arenas. He became a fixture on television, in merchandise, in fan chants and social media trends. His decision was validated, not just by applause, but by history. There was, of course, a cloud hovering nearby: the departure of Vince McMahon. Bill Simmons brought it up but didn't press. Cody didn't speak on it. Not out of avoidance, but out of respect, for the moment, for the tone, for the people involved. It wasn't his story to tell, and so he didn't. Cody focused instead on what he could control: his journey, his choices, and his truth. He acknowledged that there was still bad blood with AEW, but there was love too. It was complicated, like all breakups are. But he wouldn't let it define him. Because at the end of the day, he didn't leave AEW for WWE. He didn't leave friends behind. He didn't walk away from fans or passion. He walked toward something. Toward purpose. Toward identity. Toward the culmination of the American Nightmare story. It was a good career move, Cody said, almost modestly. But that's an understatement. It was a defining moment. It was a chapter turned. It was a revolution completed. And as the wrestling world watched, as AEW soared in its own right and WWE continued to evolve, Cody Rhodes became something rare, a man who walked both roads and still found his way. He didn't burn the bridges. He just chose a different path. And now, under the brightest lights in the biggest arenas, he carries more than a title shot or a legacy. He carries proof that you can leave, grow, fall, rise, and come back not as the same person,